to episode 19 of the Fours on a Hill podcast, my favourite time of the week. I am Cal, and I am joined by Yanni and Liam, who have taken some very strategic sips of their beer.
Mm-hmm.
How are we, boys?
Bit of Dutch courage, you know. Get ready for this rock and roller coaster of an evening. Hey, listen.
Yeah, roller coaster of an evening. How have our weeks been? I know you've been busy, Liam. I've just asked you off air, so I'm not going to ask you again.
Yeah, don't ask
no
me
one
again.
cares. Yanni, how have you been?
I've been good. I've been working, so that part's not been good, but not working has been fantastic.
Brilliant.
I've been worried about Liam, thinking he's going to break another part of his house.
Yep.
He's actually broke a wall this time.
I broke a whole wall.
A whole wall.
Yeah.
He demolished it.
Beef gone.
You'd think he'd learn the first time not to use a crowbar, but miraculously he managed to tear down a whole wall.
I had
with just a
power
single
tools.
crowbar.
Power tools today. It was full on.
You are a power tool.
Oh, hey. That's me, baby.
That's a tool, isn't it?
Callum, how's your week been?
I thought you'd never ask.
I almost wasn't.
It's been all right.
But I thought
It's been all right.
Nice.
Karis's parents came, so because she hadn't seen them since September, so you know you can travel now, according to Matt Hancock. So you know the pinnacle of all truth.
Yeah.
So she's got her Switch, so we've been playing a lot of Mario Kart.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, nearly thrown the controller out the window about 12 times because it's very annoying.
Yes.
Not if you heard.
Yeah, you have to be good.
No, it's good, but it's. I mean, because obviously it's online now, so people are just annoying. I mean, you just get red shelled literally every 5 seconds. It's a bit of a piss take. But, you know, I digress.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. Correct. But what's your line of duty is, you know, other than that,
Yeah.
nothing.
Catching
life
bent
is-
coppers. That's what we do.
I'm not fucking bent.
Ben Coppers.
Fucking hell, Hastings is in the room. Oh, well, the energy is palpable, everyone. Let's get into what's the story.
So I want to start today. I want to start this session.
I'm just going to... Sorry, Liam, I'll let you get right into it, but I just want to say one word.
Okay.
Tricks.
Tricks.
Yeah.
Yeah, by
You can go on
Kelly's.
You can go on now.
Is it by
That's what
Kelly's?
you need to say.
Is that what it's about? I'm getting a phone call, so I can't use my phone, which is frustrating. Because I needed to double check something before I give the story. A few weeks ago, right, Dad, stop calling me. Thank you. I think he must have been listening to the podcast. A few weeks ago, months ago, who knows how many years ago it was, we covered the song by Trixie Mattel, which we all liked. Is that correct?
It is Blister in the Sun, I think.
Blister in the Sun, yes. And we all
Blisters in the Sun.
discussed how fun that song was. Nice. Summertime anthem. But the fact that the lyrics were shocking. If you remember rightly. Now, the other day, listening to Radio X, possibly, or Radio 6, I'm not sure, one of those, they've been flicking between those two. This song came on, and it seemed a bit different. There was something strange about it. And after the music had been on for a minute and the vocals started, it was clear this wasn't Trixie Mattel. I thought, well, someone done a cover of Trixie Mattel's song? Right, well, it turns out it was never Trixie's song to begin with.
What?
This is... You're out in our poor music knowledge here on our own podcast.
What was it?
So, Trixie Mattel's version of Blister in the Sun was a cover of the song by the same name, and it was very similar, to be fair, very similar, by the band Violent Femmes from their self-titled album from 1983.
Wow.
Yeah.
Blimey.
So I thought I'd let you know. And the lyrics are exactly the same, so it's their fault.
But this is an open apology to Trixie.
Sorry,
Mattel.
Trixie.
Yeah, sorry, Trixie. You did
Love
a great
the song,
job. But yeah, I mean, the original sounded kind of similar, but not as bright and cheerful, I guess, as the Trixie version. So she brought something special to it. So
She really did.
She really did. So yeah, I just wanted to bring that to the table.
Thank you very
Thanks
much.
for bringing that to the table.
Thank you.
Now we can eat.
Now we can eat.
Get Ian.
Cal, go on.
Was that Cal go on or?
Yeah.
Is
Right,
that
no,
a
it
new?
wasn't
Is that a
Calgon.
medicine?
Washing machines live longer with Calgon. Right, I would like to bring my shit to the table.
No one wants that.
No, again, you can't keep on putting the
No
shit
one's
on the
asked for
table.
this.
It's the bathroom or nothing.
or the garden. And my shit this week comes in the form of a not shit article
I was going to say, are you out of that one?
by Lucy Harben, I believe, and it is entitled "Islad Music Culture," if I can speak, holding back British music. And
Yes.
it's something I agree. It's something I wanted to bring up on the
Is
podcast
it?
because devil's advocate in the corner. Because I feel like we've
I
all
love that
spoken
R.E.M.
quite
song.
a lot. Fuck off. We've spoken quite a lot about British festivals just having the same lineup, just
Mm-hmm.
with the same headliners on rotation.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, articles like this need to have more of a platform, and
But-
our 20 regular listeners are,
People.
where to give that to them. Give that to them.
I
Disgusting. I can't speak. I'm not prepared for this at all. This is a shit show.
I just want to say that obviously what they've done is they've put some hashtags at the bottom for to get the idea of who's gonna be there. First two choices, the Cortinas, Ian Brown. Yeah, you understand. The last choice, Lewis Capaldi.
See, I thought
Yeah.
this when I was
Yeah, I
reading
thought
the
the same
article. Lewis Capaldi is not exactly lad culture.
No.
No,
But he's he's got those anthems that I could see if someone going to see
Yeah.
the Cortinas and blah blah blah. You could, after a few cans of dark fruits, you could be belting out a bit of Capaldi.
When I was reading the article, I noticed it was kind of about people who will go to one festival a year,
Mm-hmm.
then not go to a gig at all throughout the year. Like, they don't care. They just go to be knobheads in Stone Island. Basically, that's kind of what it was getting at.
Yeah.
So maybe that's why Lewis Capaldi is in there, because if you don't go to any gigs at all, you'd kind of want to go and see Lewis Capaldi.
I mean, he's also at
Belt it
every
out with
festival.
Belt Fruits.
So I kind of feel
That's
like he
true.
has to fit in.
That is true. But I just thought, it'd be good for us to have a chat about it. I just wanted to know your thoughts. Really.
Yeah, I think they specifically mentioned Transmit Festival on this up in Scotland, I believe. Transmit is.
Mm.
And
Mhm.
it made me think, to me personally, somewhere like Transmit has always been this kind of festival, where it...
Well, Transmit's only been around for 3 years, mate.
Oh, okay, maybe not then. Well, maybe for the last 3 years I thought it then. But there's a few
Dropped.
festivals...
right in it.
I'm sorry, but it's kind of like...
it was Tea in the Park.
Okay, okay, yeah,
Been
Tea in the
around
Park,
for 3 years.
Transmit was replaced.
All right,
replaced Tea.
thanks very much for that. In the same way that that Download is going to be kind of heavy, what's the word I'm looking for?
Kerrang.
Kerrang. It's going to be
Kerrang.
Kerrang Central. Yeah, I would think of Transmit and a few other festivals as being this kind of festival, where exactly that, these people don't go to gigs very often. They like to put the best clobber on and go and have a few cans and dance around and stuff, but music is kind of in the background of their lives for the most part, and they go for the the big names like Ian Brown and Cortinas and those, and then some more anthemic musicians like the Script.
Luckily for everyone, you have to be if you've got a vaccine, you can't go to a gig. So it's fine.
True. Yeah,
If you
exactly.
do the right thing and hit your vaccine, then he's not gonna let you in.
So Ian Brown's
So-
Ian Brown's not there.
There's bigger problems with Ian Brown being on
Yeah,
the
absolutely.
music bill nowadays than.
But part of this as well was the fact that there are almost no female artists or non-white male artists on a lineup like Transmit, which to me, that's obviously bad, but I could not see them fitting anyone that's not a white male on that lineup for that particular group of people. So that's not excusing it. It's more of a indicative of the wider problem, that there's just like this kind of subgenre of people, if that even makes sense. As this article's talking about, a lot of festivals tend to pander to, because they know they like to go there, get off their nut, and spend loads of money on warm shit beer for a few days.
Yeah. snorting beak and twatting each other.
Yeah, exactly.
It's always great fun standing just, slightly adjacent to a bunch of Stone Island knobheads. It's always great fun.
It also made me think of all the bands that are coming up that fit straight into this. Like bands like the Lathams, whatever they're called. And there's a few bands that just kind of almost like their first Twitter page has a lemon in the name. Do you know what I mean? They're literally born and bred for this kind of thing.
I feel like you've just read that, and that's not a thing that actually happens.
What isn't?
The lemon thing.
No, I'm just saying they fit straight into that Stone Island wearing kind of group of people. Not Stone
Really
Island.
hate Stone Island on this podcast, don't we?
Is Stone Island the brand we made up?
Yeah.
It's also the place where Stone Roses did the gig. Is that right?
No, Spike Island.
Spike Island. There we go. I was confusing myself in my own head. So
Not seen the film, mate.
I have seen the film. Good film.
Castor.
What was I saying? Yeah, and that kind of group, and that to me, I kind of realised when I was reading this is today's like landfill indie term, which traditionally I guess was bands that would sound like the Kooks or the Pigeon Detectives or Block Party back then, but those bands around that time that were trying to be and sound like those bands were always have since been termed landfill indie because there's fucking millions of them. And now this is the new landfill indie, and it's painful to see.
You know, your comment about like those festivals are like catered to that thing.
Yeah.
And like they're trying to get those type of people there.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm not gonna say. Well, I've no like idea about things in the past, basically. But like with Reading and Leeds,
Yanni famously born last week.
Yeah. Looking at their lineup,
yep.
Like my comment was going to be, well, they should just put them in and stop having that fear that no one's going to show up. Because, I mean, I'm not looking at ticket sales of what I'm trying to get at, but I've said it in a really shit way. Like they've got Stormzy, Mabel. MK, Sports Team, yes, Catfish in the bottom end, whatever, AJ Tracy, Madison Beer, and then they've got Post Malone, Two Door Cinema Club, Doja Cat, Boop, and Closure, and The Baby, and like it's all very mixed up. So like, if you're a festival out there who doesn't like including other genres, stop being a little pussyhole and start including other genres because. You go to my idea of festival originally was that you had to hear everything.
Yeah.
Like, it's not just one thing. So just go see them. Go see the one artist, like, well, different artists, obviously, but, like, their own gigs. And then you'll also get support acts, which are billed for the specific purpose of being similar to. So then you'll still be in line with that genre, that style. And then you can go to a festival... and you might, find something interesting that you've thought, I've never listened to this in my life.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So it does seem, when you look at it like an outsider trying to poke holes in and faults in things, it does look just incredibly stupid when you see a lineup full of bands from the early 2000s mixed with bands who are now trying to redo the early 2000s. And it looks a little bit, it looks sad.
It does, yeah. But in this article precisely, it mentions about people not thinking like Claro. Is that Claro? You know the Claro, or Beebe Doobie are like bigger than the Lathams, which they are.
Yeah.
But there would be so much less enthusiasm for them at a British festival, which it is shit. I think that's kind of what. The article's getting at, and
it also mentions acts like Wolf Alice, Black Honey, and Phoebe Bridgers, who they say consistently sell out tours, and that's before you even think about Dua Lipa or Lorde or something like that.
Yeah, Dua Lipa could easily headline. Wolf Alice could definitely headline one of these smaller festivals, especially with their third album coming out.
I feel like I feel like that's part of the issue is that. Oh, you have to make it to Dua Lipa or Lorde level before you're even considered to be put on. Was that what you were going to say, Liam? Oh.
Yeah, essentially within somewhere like Transmit, that indie, I don't know what the right term is. What's the term they use? Lad culture kind of
Yeah.
set of lineup. There are no female artists in that space. There are no non-white people in that space. Those artists don't exist. So it's just not going to happen, and that's clearly shows that that kind of group of people, it's kind of toxic in a way. There's no kind of outside influence or anything. It's very secular. It's a good word.
Yes, it is.
Yeah,
I also feel like the purposeful non-inclusion is making it. This sounds stupid, but hold on. Is making it more of an issue, but I mean for other people. So, as in, how do I word this now? No, I've said this statement. Like, I feel like they think it's going to make more of it's going to be more difficult for other people to see it that way. Like, I think they think that the people that go to the festivals will not like it, so they don't do it. But that's not the case. Like, because,
No.
I mean, for our age, I can't speak for every person our age, but I'd like to think we're all very much open to the idea of newer things going on.
Oh, without doubt.
And stuff like that. And their idea of what people want is so misted.
Yeah,
It's the fact that they don't even add other people in to just appease everyone else. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They literally fully don't, like, it's very specifically this genre of artists for this certain type of people.
Well, we've mentioned
And,
Oh, go on. Sorry, I thought you finished.
No, I was just rambling on.
Well, we mentioned Neighbourhood Weekender, didn't we? And this will be the third year they've been going. Honestly, I think Miles Kane has been there every year. I love Miles Kane, don't get me wrong. Like Pigeon Detectives, I know we're all going over the same thing, but it is literally the same thing every year.
Did they make... I haven't heard of any new music from either Miles Kane or Pigeon Detectives.
Miles Kane had a new album a couple of years ago.
Yeah, 2018, I think Coup de Grace was.
Yeah, a few years ago. Yeah. Like, that's not... You shouldn't still be in festivals.
No.
Unless he's got something new coming out. But then what about last year? He didn't have anything new come out last year, so why was...
Did he have Blame It on the Summertime?
Why was he there, but...
Well, he just had a couple of singles, but it's not like...
Yeah.
I mean, that goes into the whole conversation of when should you be headlining? Like, if you've just released an album or you're on like that tour of that album, like, it makes more sense. Like, obviously it makes more sense to be like, well, they should be headlining because they've had like a massive album that's obviously sold or streamed by lots of people. So have those headliners, but again, it adds to this whole thing of the whole thing just seeming ridiculous when you put someone like Miles Kane, who hasn't released an album even, I didn't realise, since 2018. And he's good, but if you don't put other people in that position, then it's not very inclusive, is it?
And music just stays the same, and landfill in the
Stagnant.
new landfills opened. A new landfill's opened and a different type of indie is thrown into it. Basically what happens. So I guess this probably all happened 15 years ago. When the first set of landfill indie was around, when the Kooks were around, and maybe that's too far back, but it's probably Tales all this time. The 90s was probably the same.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
No, it's because the people in charge of these things aren't the people who actually care.
Exactly.
People are going to go regardless, aren't they? Especially when if you don't fix what quote unquote isn't broken for them, if it's sold out 2 years ago, they're going to.
That's also the counter argument. People are always going to go.
That's the problem.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. It's like with anything, you've got to. I mean, you've got to take risks, haven't you? And this isn't even a risk. This is just common sense and inclusivity.
It is mad though, just seeing. Yeah.
Yeah, it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be a discussion, should it?
No, but here we are discussing it for what seems like hours. So let's move on. The Record Store Day 2021 list has been released to the masses, and I'm right in saying there's 2 drops this year?
Yep.
Is it 2 drops?
Yeah, June 12th and July 17th.
Perfect. There's my guy with the dates. Thank you, guy with the dates.
I didn't know when Drop On was, so thank you for that, Callum.
You're welcome.
Appreciate
We
it.
did cover it on the pod a couple of weeks ago. You should listen to it back, mate.
Pal
I
drops.
don't listen while we're doing it. Never mind, back.
So we've all, and you'll be surprised, guys, to know that I actually did this as well. We've all made a list of
Bloody
our
hell.
top picks. Gotta say outright, Drop 2 ain't looking that good, is it?
No, not at all.
Yeah, not really.
So, Cal, let's do this in the usual order of things. Tell me
Go on,
about
then.
your droplets.
Well, I've not split them up into drop 1, drop 2. Probably should have.
They're
But
probably all Drop On.
yeah, most likely. I want to get the Everything Supernormal release. It's with Mercury Me, I think. That's going to be another single. And then 2 remixes on the B-side. The Do Nothing release. I haven't written the name down, but
It's called Adventures and Successes.
brilliant. So they're the 2 that I am, I absolutely want. And then I've
Mhm.
got a few others here that I will either get if I'm, feel I've got a bit of money on the day, or I'll get when they come down. Jaded Hearts Club, Live at 100 Club. There's a Noel Gallagher, High Flying Birds release. Probably be shit, probably be loads of remixes, but, it might be nice. There's a Chapter House release, which I think is an album. I've got Whirlpool, the album, so that might be of interest, but I think they went a bit shit after Whirlpool. There's a release by The Alarm called Spirit 58, which is Welsh football songs. I probably won't get it, but I can't imagine that's going to sell out, so I do think that one will come down. So I'm definitely not going to buy it full price. And I also saw there was a Shame one. Have either of you seen that?
Yes.
Yeah, it's the Live in the Flesh, the video thing that came out.
Oh,
where,
what? Born in Luton was on?
Born in Luton.
Yep.
Yeah, the original version.
Oh, that's going on.
It's
Yep.
that.
And then
Yeah, man.
Woo Life, if I like the album and listen to it, because I listened to a couple and I liked it.
Thank you, Carl.
That's me.
Is it my turn? My turn next?
It's Lily, everyone.
I haven't really thought about what my definites are, so I'm just gonna give you my full list. And these are just like there's a few here.
Squirt it.
So I have split into Drop 1 and Drop 2, but only one of them's from Drop 2, so that doesn't really matter.
Yeah, same here.
I have the Do Nothing 12-inch, which is Adventures and Successes. I'm interested to know what that is. I imagine that's going to be something new. Fontaine's DC live at Kilmanham Jail. I believe it's Kilmanham. Kilmanham. Who knows? But that's this. They did a live stream right at the beginning of lockdown. And they actually have a fairly decent live band, so pretty good. Metronomy, the Lux 7-inch reissued. Not massively bothered about that. I'm sure it's probably not that hard to get the original. Might be though. Who knows? The original soundtrack to Shrek. I saw that and I thought that's funny, and then I thought, no, that's actually a really good soundtrack.
It is. I need to add
So
that.
maybe, and if it's on some like nice green vinyl or something, I think that might
Yes.
actually be definite. I put down Rage Against the Machines, The Battle of Mexico City, which is a live album. Which I haven't listened to this one. It didn't come out too long ago, but I've seen videos and they were very good live at one point at least. Shame, Live in the Flesh, which you just mentioned, because that version of Born in Luton is spectacular.
Just for that, really.
Pardon?
Just for that song is worth getting.
Yeah, yeah, you're right actually. Warpaint, the full Andrew Weatherall sessions. So I assume that's just the full in a session. I don't really know. And then I also put Woo Life, Go Tell Fire to the Mountain, because I actually own the original. One of my most highly prized records. And I love the album. And I've loved it for a number of years, so I don't know. If it's different, I would. If it's just a reissue to appease the people that never got the original, then I don't really care.
This boy.
Mr. Yanni over there. And then Drop 2, only one is Squid and Near the Westaway.
Westaway?
Yeah, Yanni. Yeah, Yanni.
Oh.
Which I believe we were messaging about this last night, Carl. They recorded on Radio 6 live, straight to vinyl, and that's what it is it?
They did, yeah. I had it on in the background when I was cooking tea, and didn't really stand out too much, to be honest.
Okay.
I don't know. Depending on what the B-side is, because they were recording another one, it might be worth it. I mean,
Well,
It'd be a good bit of kit to have.
yep, exactly.
Lovely bit of kit.
But yeah, out of those like definite, probably Do Nothing, and Shame are probably the only ones I kind of really do want.
It's pretty poor drop, isn't it? Really.
I don't know. There's just always a lot of live albums, which if you don't care about them, then they're not not important.
Yeah.
Go on, Yanni. Tell us about yours, son.
Thanks, Daddy-O. So, Do Nothing, again, for me. Everything, super normal. And then I have just put ones that, if I get the chance to get, I might have got leftover money, cash to throw away. Fatboy Slim, Weapon of Choice, which I think was 12-inch. And then I've got Ian Jury, Hit Me With Your Rhythm Stick.
Oh, yeah.
I saw that.
Hit me!
You just know it's going to be a tenner, though. I feel like.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they're always ridiculously priced. Metronomy, The Look. Rage Against the Machine, that same one that Liam mentioned, the Battle of Mexico City. Shame. Shrek. But just now I've decided I want that because I didn't even see that, and that is a fantastic soundtrack.
Gotta look for those OSTs. Gotta go for them.
Lost. Warpaint, The Fool, The Fuel, and then Woo Life, Go Tell Fire to the Mountain, because I missed out. Those are all the drop ones. The only one in drop 2, which I definitely won't be getting because it's going to be almost certainly £100 or ridiculous, is the Gorillaz The G Collection, which I think is a collection of all the albums, or a lot of them.
Yeah.
Like the first couple of ones.
Isn't that all the B-sides? Isn't that what that is?
Yeah,
I don't know. I just saw it.
Or G-sides?
I just saw it, and I thought that'll be interesting. So yeah, probably 2 of those I'll get.
Cool. I also spotted that they're doing a Randy Newman complete
Newman
collection thing. Hey, that's me, baby. It's like eight LPs spanning over like 30 years or something like that.
So,
Which I do quite like Randy Newman's music, but I wouldn't. That's going to cost like 120 quid, and I'm not spending that. So
Liam refuses to spend money.
I will not spend more than £4.
So that's been
really?
just our intro. Fuck me. Okay.
Yeah.
That's it.
Let's just run through these ones very quickly.
Please.
I'll start.
21 Pilots.
Oh, go on. Liam will start.
Okay. 21 Pilots' new album, Scaled and Icy. Was there a date?
Nope,
Can't
I think
remember.
you put that on.
I did put it on, but there wasn't a date when I saw, and I didn't think to check afterwards.
No one's asked. Let's move on.
They've announced a new album, Scaled and Icy. There's some story about the characters created. People that like 21 Pilots just talk a load of shit, and it's just made up shit. Who knows?
Yes, made up shit.
Go on.
Talking. Dead Nature, who is Tarek from Spring King. Fun fact, mixed one of mine and Yanni's songs. Momentary Favour. Check out on Spotify. Has announced his new album, Watch Me Break Apart, will be released on June 25th. There is a limited 500 run release with Blood Records on a green record. I think about half of sold in a day, so, not bad. If you want it, check it out. We'll be listening to his
Check
song.
it out.
Just check it out.
Check this motherfucker out.
Oh.
Brockhampton album out tomorrow.
I had no more information.
It's kind of, they've just announced this, and it's just out. So by the time we listen to this, it's already been out. We'll probably talk about it on the next episode.
Probably.
Maybe.
Next up, we have something that I don't understand. And I'm not convinced Yanni or Liam understand.
Nope.
So we'll just be talking shit for the next 5 minutes, which is no change.
When was NFT involved into this? Because this is just becoming too many internet things.
Yeah, well, HMLTD
Is it released on Reddit?
have announced they've released a new song called Leaving, which has 6,400 possibilities of what it can be. Apparently, you can buy things through NFTs. I don't know if that is true.
What does that mean?
I don't know, Liam. I did say I don't know what this
What
means.
does that mean?
I read
How can a song
about
have
it.
6,000?
6,400 possibilities, I think.
That's 6,000 songs.
It's 6,400 songs.
Yeah. Just write a song and fucking put it on Spotify.
I know.
Shut
It's a
up.
bit ridiculous, this, isn't it? But,
Yeah.
might be cool. I don't know. I'm not going to pay for anything. So
Definitely won't be.
Carl, what
cool.
were you saying? What were you reading about? Tell us what you were saying.
I don't know. I think I was saying that I read the Enemy article and I became less clued up about what it was the more I read, so I stopped.
Sick.
Do you know we talked about there was a point where a lot of people and I also thought HMLTV seemed very wanky and very posh and irritating.
Mm-hmm.
But actually their album was really quite good. No, they definitely are, I think, wanky and posh and irritating.
Well, if they're doing this,
Because-
yeah, they're wanky.
It's just like they're just trying to do random shit for the sake of it. That last song was really shit.
Return of the Punk.
I don't think that was
So-
meant to be taken seriously. In that
Oh
last
no, I'm
song.
pretty sure it would have been.
But it still wasn't. It wasn't good either. Do you know what I mean? Like it wasn't good to not be taken seriously. What was the point? And now they're getting involved with NFTs and they ruin the world.
Well, they put on their
Enough.
Twitter that apparently it's not bad for the environment, but I didn't read it. I didn't care
It
enough.
totally is.
Yeah.
Totally is.
Last in the news, because this has been a very long segment, and we've spoke more in here than we probably would about some of our albums. The Truck
Definitely.
Announcement Festival lineup was released at 6:00. I didn't really like the look of it. Liam said it looked alright. Yanni said it looked alright. Kind of.
Yeah, I thought it looked pretty alright.
I think we'd all have a good weekend there, wouldn't we? But I mean, does it link in the to the
Because
article
we're
we were talking
lads, we
about
would.
before?
Lads.
Is it a
lads.
Stone Island fest?
Pretty
No, I
much.
don't think it is. Is it?
There's a
I don't know.
lot of. I mean, LaRue's there.
Yeah.
Pale away. Let's stay away from this. Let's not go.
Little Sims is there. At
There's
the
a
top.
band called.
mean, we're
sorry,
just looking for
sorry,
female
yeah,
artists.
There's a band called Pigs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that wasn't my mic playing up. That was actually the full name of the band.
Pigs times 7.
If you look at them on, if you are they
Pigs to the power of 7.
are they the band that when you look on Spotify, it's pigs like 1 million times?
It's actually
Oh no, there's another band I'm thinking of actually.
7 times.
It is 7 times. Yeah.
But,
yeah.
Yeah, whatever. That's been the story.
Yeah.
We've been What's the. Now it's time to get a little hot in here with Hot of the Press.
Callum,
Oh, it's my favourite time of the week.
tell me, how warm are the streets of Las Vegas this time of year, baby?
I mean, I'd take your coat out if I were you. Pretty chilly. Some parts.
Nippy?
Pretty nippy, yeah.
Well, Godspeed to you, mate. Godspeed
Thank
to
you,
you.
mate. Thank you.
Black Emperor.
So, yeah.
Sorry, that's a different band.
Oh.
We're not covering their album this week. They did release one this week, actually.
Anyway.
Godspeed.
Right.
Sorry, Callum. Yes,
Yeah.
you were going to talk about something.
I was, yeah, mate. Las Vegas released Godspeed, their long-awaited return after not releasing an album for what seems like a while.
By whom?
10 years!
It might be. It genuinely could be 10 years. I think it might be 8, but who cares? I'm gonna start at the start because where else would you
Fucking
start
hell.
other than the middle of an adventure?
Oh,
You could have
I
started
don't-
from the bottom.
I could have, yeah.
you can start. You could just start,
Okay.
please.
I'm actually not going to start the start. I'm going to start the second one because it starts with an interlude, which I will get to them in a bit.
You can't start with an interlude.
Oh,
it's a
mate.
prelude.
Oh well,
Come on.
prelude then, but like one of them shitty fucking
Bloody hell.
crap things.
I love shitty fucking crap things.
That intro.
Dive, I thought should have been the opener. There was no need for the prelude. I like it. It was a very simple riff, but it was quite effective in my opinion. Felt quite emotional. Dying to Live was a single. I think I quite liked it at the time, but I like it a lot more in terms of the album. Shake the Cage for Theo. Still very weird lyrics, but I do like it. I like the build up throughout the song. I wish it went harder, but beggars can't be choosers. And now, not so much fun. Keep Me a Space was very boring. Parked Car Exterior was the prelude. Parked Car Interior was an interlude, as Liam has told me what they mean. I don't understand the need for any of them. If you two could just listen to Parked Car Interior right now, what is that from? Because it's something else. Cupid's Dark
It's
Disco.
from Psycho.
Oh, right, is that what it is? Okay,
It's the shower scene.
right. I knew I recognised it. Cupid's Dark Disco. I liked the idea of the song, but I really don't think it was executed well at all. I felt like we were veering into more old Las Vegas, which just wasn't being done as well, so it was a bit pointless. I really like his voice, which I think is a bit of a contentious topic between you two. I don't really think you liked his voice.
I like Scottish people. Don't be saying this now.
Well, no, I didn't. Well, okay.
I don't know what his voice sounds like. I don't listen to it. I just know he's Scottish. So.
Yeah, and I appreciate their ability to make songs have meaning, because that's what I like about their old stuff. But yeah, I don't know. It just kind of all fell flat from here on in. In My Mirror was very similar. I was really disappointed that an album that had 11 songs, where 4 of them were already released, had a prelude and an interlude. So, there was only, if someone wants to do the maths here, only 5 songs that we hadn't heard, and they were all very boring. Stay Lit was shit. The name itself made me angry. And Godspeed somehow got slower. And that was the last one. And then I just wrote, I'm writing this midway through the song, and if it doesn't build up at the end, I'm going to be very disappointed. I can't remember if it did, so I'm going to presume it didn't. And that is me. I'm going to give this a 3 out of 5, because I don't think it was bad. I just think it was boring. Okay. And I did like the first, song 2 to 4. So yeah, 3 out of 5.
Okay. 3 out of 5.
3 out of 5.
More than I was expecting, but that's the problem with the out of 5 system. I don't know why we stuck with that one.
You fucking picked it.
I don't remember. I can't say for certain. So we'll just accept group responsibility for that one. Who's next? Oh, me.
No, have
thank you.
Neither of you listened to it?
No.
Oh, brilliant. Okay.
Okay, no. I listened to Dive and then I skipped through the rest. I liked Dive. I didn't like the rest.
Fair enough.
I'm sorry, I've been too busy. I've not listened.
God, he's bought a house, everyone.
I've only listened to. I have, yeah. I've only listened to my album twice.
Do you know what? He's still not even posted the Instagram pictures.
Oh, fuck yeah. I was supposed to do it just before we started.
Oh.
Well, if you're listening to this, you know what we talk about.
So what?
I will do just after this. I have done them.
Talk is cheap. Yeah, you sent them before.
I don't need to explain to you. I don't need to explain myself to you guys.
Go on then.
Oh, hi everybody, thanks for listening. Paradigm. So I'm covering the album by La Femme called, I'm assuming it's pronounced Paradigm. All these titles are French, apart from one of them. So I'm three of them are English.
Can't wait for the end to love every single moment of pronouncing this in French.
I've been practicing.
You did just
so I will try others. I really got an A.
That was
I got an
A.
Thanks, guys. So this is this band I had never listened to before. One of the songs, which I'll mention in a minute, came on a random playlist a few weeks ago, and I thought it was fantastic. And I checked straight away, but it'd come out a bit earlier, so I didn't put it on to talk about on that particular episode. But yeah, I'd never heard of the band before. But this album, it's beautiful. No, it's a very good album. So what am I saying here? It's mostly kind of electronic, but there's a few different. I'm gonna start from top. So start off with the song. Sorry, my notes are awful, god awful. You can tell I do this very last minute.
Good God.
So it starts off strong. The first song, Paradigm, is very good. Starts off very strong, electronic sounding, French vocals, very sexy, beautiful. I skip a song because that one was fine, and then we come to the third song on the album, Cool Colorado. Now,
good
this
French
song, that's American, baby. Cool Colorado is a fantastic song. Everything about the song is brilliant. His vocals are great. The music's great. Just this song, the way it moves is fantastic. It's beautiful. So that's probably one of my favourite songs on the album. Probably my favourite song on the album. We then go to the next one, which is Future Le Bordel. Don't know if that's right. which was a bit. It already seemed different. A new style coming in there. It's quite punky in style, quite fast, and the vocals are quite classic punk. But it worked. It was good. I think it's another favourite of mine, Nouvelle Orleans, which, do you know what that means in English, either of you?
Sorry.
Novel.
No, it means New Orleans. That was another great track. Don't have any more notes. Pasadena, the next one, also a great track. No more notes on that. I just liked it. Then we got the next song, Lâcher des Chevaux. Kind of spaghetti western sounding instrumental, which is a bit weird.
Right, is that... Yeah, I thought... I noticed one go a bit western. Was it that one?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was indeed.
Bit of Nights of Sidonia vibes.
Yeah, Nights of Sidonia, yeah. And then...
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm trying not to lose my brain here. The next song, Disconnection, had banjo in it. Banjo, which was interesting.
Have you heard of a banjo?
I should have mentioned.
You sure?
No, it just seemed random. Again, I sorry to mention the last song, Lâcher des Chevaux, was an instrumental song, which, but it was cool. It was interesting. It's spaghetti western. It sounded different. Then the next song after Disconnection is Foreigner. Now, this is the only song I noticed anyway that had English lyrics. It's all English. Didn't love it. There's just not a lot to it, really. I didn't pay attention to the lyrics, but from what I heard, sounded weird. Not necessarily... Do you know...
hates English.
I hate English.
But you're a Scouser, mate.
Yeah, Scouse, not English. What's that other French band? What they do? Listomania.
No, did you say Daft Punk?
We're on fire tonight, mate.
God, soulmates.
Not that. The band that do Listomania, 1904. Phoenix, yes. The way Phoenix.
Everyone.
Phoenix. The way Phoenix sing in English but make the words fit really weird because, I don't know, but they kind of put words in a very strange pattern.
It's their second language. Give them a break.
No, I think I've got no problem with it.
Sounds like
their use of English and syntax and stuff is perfectly fine, but they put it to the music and like split lines up in ways that you probably wouldn't as an English speaker. Like the sentences. If you ever listened to
just tell the podcast that you hate the French as well. Just do it.
No, I've got necessarily no problem with the French, personally. I have no problem with an A in French. I'm a man of culture. But yeah, so the song Foreigner I didn't love. And then from there,
he hates foreigners,
towards...
Bloody hell.
It teeters off a bit towards the end. It gets a bit slower from there. The next song, Force and Respect, I didn't love much. Divine Créature. I did like that one. That's a very good song. And then, I'd say the last few ones there are a bit slower, but they're not bad necessarily. It works as a piece. It kind of has an arc from beginning to end. It works really well. And then coming to the last song, Two-Tone Lass, I think that ending works really well. Like the actual ending of the song works brilliantly. It was quite a long album, 15 songs, 54 minutes. I think it could have been shorter. I think a couple of the last ones maybe could have been cut. I would have said the instrumental in the middle, or towards the beginning, could have been cut, but I actually quite like that. But yeah, although I think it could have been a bit shorter, I thoroughly enjoyed it. I was surprised. I think this is one I've only listened to it twice, just time constraint.
That's it? You've only listened to it twice?
Just twice. Just twice, baby.
You don't put
but
any
I definitely we will revisit this. It's a shame that it's so long that it makes me kind of think I probably won't put the full album on again. But I think I will revisit at least parts of this, especially Cool Colorado, because the songs are very good. So I'm actually gonna give it. Just check there's no more notes I was gonna give. I'm gonna give it a. Bing, bing, bing. We have the results are in. It's a 4 out of 5.
Oh, shock horror.
Yeah, baby. Yeah.
Have you ever actually not given an album a 4 out of 5?
Oh, I'm in.
I pick albums that I know I'm going to enjoy, and that's part of it. No, I don't. I pick albums that seem interesting, and they usually are interesting.
And you dedicate the shit ones to us.
Exactly. I'm also someone that the more they listen to it, just naturally starts to like it, unless it's something bad. But I think I might give this one a little. I'm gonna give it a silver star. I think it might pop up in the album of the year.
The honourable
descriptions.
mentions.
The honourable mentions, at least. But yeah, please don't believe my lack of preparation for this is an indication that I don't like it, because I very much enjoyed this album.
I'm glad.
Now, please tell me what you think about it.
Jan?
I have only listened to this 0 times.
Brilliant.
That's
So the snippets I've heard of each track as you've been talking about it have been alright, but not for me, I don't think, really.
Fair.
Okay.
I've listened to it once, but it was only on in the background. But I mirror your thoughts about it kind of falling off at the end. I remember really enjoying the first bit, and then I didn't even realise it had finished at the end.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's quite harsh for me to judge it because it was on in the background. But I'll definitely be giving it a lot more of a listen, because there were a lot of aspects that I really did enjoy. So
It's a shame that it's so long, because it definitely it's although it does teeter off towards the end, it works in the context of the album,
I know
but
what you
it
mean.
just goes on for so long that just becomes like there's too many slow ones towards the end.
Yeah, I know what you mean. You all know
So
I like half an hour albums. I feel like that's plenty.
Yep.
So this was like nearly double that. So it was.
Yeah.
I feel like it would have been more taxing if I was actively sitting down and listening to it. But like I said, I did enjoy it, and I will be going back listening to it.
it's worth a go.
Defo.
Worth a go.
Defo.
Yanni, can you say the same for your album?
Oh, everyone
I want
strap
to-
yourselves in. We could have another Lonely the Brave moment here.
I want to unhear this album, if possible, Ian.
Wow.
Yeah, let's get right into it. So
What are you
I
listening
have
to? Okay.
well, fuck here now. Half Drunk Under a Full Moon by the Fratellis. Now, if I hadn't have mentioned this was an album by the Fratellis, I don't think you would have known it was
No.
by the Fratellis. The first song, my immediate comment was, had no idea this is what the Fratellis had became.
Had became.
Had became. Yes, that's the word I
Had
chose for
became.
some bizarre reason. I wrote down here become, so I don't know why I said became. Maybe I'm half drunk under a full moon.
Oh.
The most positive thing I could take away from this was quite an interesting pre-chorus. Throughout times on this whole album, I thought I was getting some Alex Turner vibes. And I don't know whether that was sort of the meandering sort of nature of some of the lyrics, or just the idea that it's like a complete turnaround in terms of how Tranquility Base was like completely different.
Fair. Just made you think. Of
Not
that.
in not in a good sense that it would be, yeah, it's not good. I thought the ending was a little cringe, apparently, is what I wrote there. Need a Little Love. I just put The Promise by Girls Aloud is a better song, and this is a bad version of that. Didn't so listen to it now.
I'm gonna listen to it, yeah.
I thought it had quite a catchy chorus, but I feel like I've also heard this song before.
Yeah, we
and
have
that-
covered it.
Instantly,
We have
no,
covered it on the
it's a
song.
promise.
We've
No, I
covered it on
mean,
the song.
like, I know, but I mean, like, I
Right.
feel like I've just heard this song, but it's probably just The Promise again.
Now
Um,
you've said it, I'd listen to it and instantly it sounds like the promise.
Exactly, yeah.
It's the same keys.
Did
Same
did
song.
it. Yeah, it was just that bit. I think it's just the horn section. Lay Your Body Down could easily be a Southern American country tune. That's the only comment I made. I don't know whether that was bad or good. I'm going to say bad, though. The Last Songbird. Old people will like this. I like reading back my comments. I do this late at night, like the night before we're recording, if I'm lucky, if it's not half an hour before we're recording the podcast. So I'm in a very different frame of mind. I don't go back and look at the notes I've made until I'm speaking them out loud. So I make myself laugh reading these notes. 'cause I just think what was going through my head. Action Replay. I think the vibe of it was quite submarine, and I think that was just the atmosphere the music made. But and then I put obviously not good, but obviously not good. And then I think I've just put, is this what the Fratellis have become? Question mark. I'll stick with Costello music. I'll stick with Costello music because this just sounds too generic for me. A lot of the songs sound like they could be from the 60s, but it's not the 60s, and it's been done better in the 60s.
Fair point. Can't argue that.
Can I just jump in and say, I'm listening to this Action Replay. It sounds like a song that would have been included in the second season of Umbrella Academy, where they go back to the 60s, but they're using a modern 60s sounding song.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
So overall, if you like the Fratellis, don't listen to this. If you don't like the Fratellis, then don't listen to this. And if you're somewhere in the middle, don't listen to this.
Brilliant.
So,
glowing review,
so of course, glowing review. 2 out of 5.
Wow.
And I bet that was
Very
one more
good.
than you thought I would give it.
Yeah, that is one.
And the extra point is purely for the fact that it's
They wrote this.
recorded well, and it sounds good. Like it, recording wise, production, mixing, everything. It sounds fine.
Yeah. I get it.
But everything else, I can't stress enough. Everything else is shit. Guys, what did you think?
Well, I want to play a game with you boys. So, on the podcast, we record our notes on Notion. This is to the listeners now. I'm not telling you. You guys know this. Well, I do anyway.
I'm aware, yeah.
And sometimes Liam, I don't know if Yanni does this, but Liam has a cheeky little look at my notes sometimes. Yanni couldn't care less. So,
Particularly my album. I'd love to know what you think.
yes, but I told him before, don't look at my notes. Because when I was listening, I was...
So I did. No, I don't know.
Did you actually...
Oh, I didn't this time.
right,
No,
I didn't this time, no.
Right. I was going to say, well, you've ruined this part. So I was listening to this album out loud with Karis while we were playing Mario Kart. And what I will say is, Need a Little Love, I actually quite like that song. It's crap, but I think because the album's so bad that I like it more. And it got to the last Songbird, and I'd had enough. However, you guys are going to have to listen along in your ears to the album right now. Yanni, I apologise, I'm going to have to put you through it again. So the last Songbird sounds exactly like I Don't Like Mondays. Play it.
Yeah. It's not far off, I guess.
Okay. Karis also
thought-
heard Living Next Door to Alice by Smokey.
It's the same. It must be the same chord progression or something, or same notes. Because I also get that.
When I was listening to that one, that was one that I thought sounded also a lot like something else, but I couldn't place my finger on what it was.
Mm-hmm.
But then I also couldn't put myself continually listening to it until I understood what it was.
Yeah.
So.
So the next one in this game, Who of the Fratellis ripped off? Strangers in the Street. Merry Christmas, everyone.
We are. Oh,
Merry
sorry.
Christmas, everyone by Shakin' Stevens.
Yeah.
Yes,
It's got jingle bells in it straight away.
Immediately. Shakin' Stevens. And the last one, Living in the Dark. You're My Home by Billy Joel. This one is uncanny.
I don't know that song by.
No, I don't.
Play the Billy Joel one first. It's the identical opening piano motif. It's identical. innit? Oh my
there's
God.
Only
the third chord is
Yeah.
is like a seventh chord, which makes it sound different a bit.
But yeah, I mean, it's funny how
still
you mentioned.
good ear. Yeah.
It's funny how you mentioned The Promise on Need a Little Love, because I don't want to get Fratelli's a copyright strike, but bit touchy, isn't it?
Yeah.
It feels like
Pretty similar.
the Fratelli should go back to what they were doing on Costello Music, where they wrote good songs.
How is this the same band? Like, Costello
But-
Music is amazing.
I know, it's fantastic. I can't wrap my head around it.
Gaz
This is
Farley loves
regression.
it. Well, that brings around to our wonderful albums this week. We had fun, I promise you. We missed one last week by Wav Vez called Sinking Feelings.
Yeah.
Waves with
that's
Sinking
right.
Feeling. I personally thought this was a good tune. I wasn't expecting the singer's voice to be in that pitch, just based off the intro. That might be, prejudice, but I just wasn't expecting it. And I particularly enjoyed the intro
That'd be what
guitar.
prejudice means, right?
Well, I did prejudge, and that was not the outcome I prejudged.
You can't just remake words, mate.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting it. I kind of got some Last Shadow Puppets vibes, kind of. Let me know if I'm wrong.
Yeah. I'm getting a feeling of some other artists as well, but I can't think of who. But yeah, I quite like this song as well. Just in
Yanni's listening now.
every aspect,
It
really.
was a bit happy-go-lucky, innit? Bit like, whee.
I quite like the chorus sound and the harmony and the structure of the song was pretty good.
Well, if Liam likes it, that's enough for me.
Exactly.
That's
all we need.
The vaccines now. We've alluded to these fuckers before.
What?
Yeah.
Their demo album is out, and we've listened to it, haven't we, boys?
We have.
Boys.
I haven't.
Haven't
You've
you?
not?
You know?
No, I did. With limited time, I didn't bother listening to this.
Fair
Because I
enough.
actually read
Sick.
Cam's note, so I got an idea of what it was like.
Fair enough.
My comment was their producer did a lot in the final version because these did not sound good. I know they're all demos, so they're not meant to sound good, but you makes you appreciate the final version a lot more when
Definitely.
you hear these demos. I found it quite funny to hear how Wrecking Bar sounded like a Mumford & Sons song.
Yeah, it was really weird.
And also how Post Breakup Sex sounded like a grunge song.
Well, it starts off with If You Wanna, doesn't it? Is that the first one?
It certainly does.
Yeah.
So I thought at the start I was like, bloody hell, it actually sounds quite good. Obviously, you can tell it hadn't been mastered and all that, but I thought, oh, fair play. But then it just gets progressively worse. I mean, I know they are demos,
Yeah.
blah de blah, but I thought Justin's voice was really weird at the end. I don't know if he was struggling singing, but it just sounded different.
On
And
all
it
of
really
them.
sounds like a room mic as well.
Well,
yeah.
it might be just, but
But like
Well-
he's also stood on it's like a
On the
room
side
is
of the
in
room.
like a community centre or something, and he stood at the very far end.
yeah. I thought it was quite interesting to see that the majority of the songs are the same structurally. Like, that didn't really seem to change at all, other than Wrecking Bar being a folk song.
What's European Sun?
Under Your Thumb.
Yes. Yeah, his voice isn't the best, is it, on this?
No, but he did
Um,
have an operation quite soon after this album, I think, on his vocal cords.
All right.
So he might have been a bit fucked at this point.
Yeah, I mean, it's demos, isn't it? It's hard to criticize too much. I think you're right. The takeaway is just how thought out the idea was of the individual songs.
Mm-hmm.
How much of the original song was then translated to the album final version.
Yeah.
Or carried through. Sorry. Liam.
Yeah, so I didn't listen to him. I've just been skimming through them there, and they all sound again, very structurally similar. But his vocal sound, it just kind of sounds crappy. I feel like even for demos, some of them sound quite crappy.
Blow It Up. He does not sound good on that. On that, sounds really bad on Blow It Up. It is quite a shouty high one, but he extra sounds bad on that one. What was I going to say there? Did your codes not work?
No, so we bought the album on vinyl, which we'll talk about in a bit. Spoiler. And we all got an insert with the download code, and mine and Liam's didn't work. Did yours work, Ian?
I've only just opened it today, and I've not tested it.
Oh, well, they're all on Spotify and Apple Music anyway, so, I mean,
Yeah, it's a bit
I don't
pointless,
really care.
really. Did the album itself come with who needs download codes?
Exactly. Well,
It
I did
seems
think...
so random that they're included now.
I did think it was an exclusive. Like, that was the point of buying the record. I mean, I wasn't asked anyway, but I just assumed they were exclusive.
At least for a while, but yeah, straight up.
What happens when you assume, Liam?
You make an
look
ass
like a
of me and
tit.
you, baby.
Yes, correct. Correct.
Next up, we have the Armchair Captains and their latest EP, Off the Hook. We covered one of the tracks from this EP, The Bridge.
A
is that
bridge,
right?
yeah.
My
A bridge,
doesn't
sorry.
work either, by the way. Sorry.
No,
Oh, brilliant.
oh, that's fun. Not The Bridge, but A Bridge.
Under
by
the-
Armchair Captains on Unsigned Sealed Delivered.
I'm
a few
yours.
weeks ago. And they've released the rest of this EP, 3 songs. Please tell me it was just 3 songs?
It was
that's
3
right.
songs.
And as we mentioned when we talked about that one particular track, they're doing an EP a month in a different style.
Yep.
And this style, I guess, is what, like jazzy, funky kind of
Yeah.
in parts?
Yeah, that's what I got from it.
I really like the first song, Devil in Disguise.
Me too. Definitely.
No, it's a very good song. It's a
Mhm.
very well made song, and I very much enjoyed it. Now I was a bit busy when I listened to the second
Oh,
one, so I don't really
bloody
have much to
hell.
say on Cake. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Got a house.
I've got a house. Well, I was actually just working, doing work to pay for my house. So, tell me what you guys think.
I know your thoughts
Devil in
about
Disguise.
Devil in Disguise, yeah.
Yeah, it was the best one.
Without a doubt.
yeah.
I did like Cake, but it was probably my least favourite on the record, but that is no slight to it. It was still a good song. And A Bridge, mirror my thoughts that I said on Science Hill Delivered. It's very good.
So many mirrors.
It's so much smoke and mirrors. But I didn't think I'd like the jazzy elements as much as I do.
Given that they are clearly, given their project, they're a band that aren't necessarily well versed in this style. I could be wrong. I think they did a great job. I've just very quickly listened to one of the last ones, and that sounds completely different. So yeah, it's pretty cool to, maybe this actually is their style, and that's why this one sounds so good. But maybe they're just a very versatile band
Definitely, but we'll keep an eye on them
for sure.
for sure.
For sure. Next up, baby,
Are you going to say this then?
from the band formerly known as Fish. You'll have to just Google that, and then you'll know who it is.
Sorry.
There's no need to apologise, mate.
Listen, do you want me to repeat that? Sorry, did you not? Oh, fuck.
It's all right, mate. Don't apologise.
The band Sorry.
No, seriously, mate. It's fine.
1, 2, 3 releases this week, all at once. Drop, bish bash, badunk. First up, they released a new EP called Twixt Us Twain. Now, this EP, 5 songs, featured the previously released Separate and Cigarette Packet, which we talked about a few weeks ago. What did we think about the other 3 tracks on this one, boys?
It's all right. I didn't hate it.
Did it offend you?
Didn't offend me, Liam. No.
Oh, that's good. That's positive.
Didn't really have much time to gel with it, but I did like Callum for everything he's talked about. I had it on in the background.
Wow.
And yeah, it was all right. To be honest, that was about all I could really say. Nothing tickled my ivories too much, but I also didn't hate it, so I think I'll just go back to it again some other time when I've got more of an opportunity.
Yeah. It's only 12 minutes.
I'll probably appreciate it more.
Yeah. It's only 12 minutes, but I'm the same, Yanni. I didn't really have much time to gel with it. From listening to it again, though, I now much more appreciate the 2 that we'd already heard, so I assume that I'll like the others more as it goes on. But I did really like the other 3. It's very different to the album.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not that different to some of their older stuff, which I guess we'll go into in a minute. But yeah, the first one in particular, Don't Be Scared, I really like the vocals on that. Very weird, kind of Billie Eilish-like. That makes sense. Kind of a weird vocal line. And I liked Favourite. To be fair, I liked all of them. I think it's a pretty solid EP. I don't know if this is what they're going to stick with, but
I sincerely hope so.
just tell us why, Carl.
Well, when we covered Separate and Cigarette Packet, I was very complimentary about them. I really liked them 2 songs. That has not changed at all. If anything, I like them more. Don't Be Scared is another great song. Does anybody know the name of the second track?
Things to Hold On To.
Things to Hold On To. I really like that as well, but I didn't have anything to particularly say. I think favourite, the last one was probably my least favourite, ironically. But I didn't dislike it. I just thought it was a bit more normal and a bit less interesting. But I still really enjoyed it.
Yeah, favourite's a bit more like the stuff from the album.
Yeah.
I guess, well, especially this kind of the end of the album.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't
Last
dislike
track.
the album, but I don't know. The rest of this EP stands out to me a lot more, and I do really hope that this is the direction they continue on, because I love it.
Well, we will see. But before we look into the future, they gave us a glimpse into the past.
Magical.
2 sets of demos that they've released in the past on cassette only, I think. I think some of them were available on SoundCloud for a while, some were on YouTube. But these are Home Demo / Demons, Volume 1 and 2. Took me a while to notice that. I really just was trying to work out what the NS stood for. I had no idea. So these have been around in one way or another for a while. But I believe from what I've seen online, some of them have been remastered. Or even remixed in certain ways. I saw someone say that one of them, I can't remember which one it was, sounded quite different. But still was... You could still tell it was the original kind of thing, but clearly had been mixed or something. Again, did we get a chance to listen to these through?
I did, yeah.
These are quite low priority.
Yeah,
go on.
again, had them on in the background. They both had very enjoyable moments, but none of it kind of stood out to me. I think they all sounded very similar. So when I wasn't really paying attention, it kind of all merged into one. But what I will say is I don't think it sounded too dissimilar to the album cuts. For demos, they were very good.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's, saying that the album isn't particularly great, or if these demos are just really well produced. Probably.
No, that says that the demos are well produced.
Album sounds crisp. I listened to... I didn't listen to the full... to Volume 1 in full. Because they did all kind of sound similar, you're right, and they were all a bit slower.
Thank you.
Not necessarily what I'm looking for. Volume 2, though, was different. They all seemed a bit more...
Faster.
A bit more going for them, a bit faster, yeah. And there's a few in particular that stood out. Battles, Swans, and particularly Lying Next to You and Despair. No, I think that song is one of the best songs they've written, for sure. I think Tears as well was really good. Or yeah, there were a couple on there that I really liked. But yeah, I think I'll give these another go. But it's one of those things that when either these have just been released, the knowledge that they're kind of old and are never going to be revisited, you kind of, I'm not really bothered almost about listening to them. But I will give them another go. But yeah, Lying Next to You and Despair is a new top tier sorry song for me. Sorry?
It's alright, mate.
Yanni,
Yo, hi Liam, I'm here.
did you listen to these Home Demons?
No. I've listened to them in the background whilst we've been discussing it. I've only listened to Volume 1 in the background there. Lace sounds very much like a Warpaint song. Don't know if you've picked up on that. But
I don't think I got that far.
I did kind of like, there's certain parts, musical motifs that caught my ear. So
they're good at a motif. Sorry, I think they're good at a good little, an extra note where you wouldn't think makes a difference.
So I may go back and revisit these, but again, I don't feel like I have the same pull towards it, because like you said, they are just old things. They've clearly just gone. They've been out there, but we're going to properly release them out there now. Yeah. Just for the sake of it. So there's not really that drive to make me want to listen to them. But yeah,
it would be cool if. Were you about to move on, or were you going to say something else?
No,
Sorry.
I was going to say that we should move on, but go on.
I was going to say it's interesting that the Twixt Us Twain EP, so far anyway, hasn't been announced on vinyl, although they're releasing Cigarette Packet and separate. Seems very random to me that they wouldn't have just released the EP. And I would have preferred the full EP because some of the other songs, I'll say, are growing on me already.
Yeah.
seems a bit strange.
Well, they announced the vinyl for them two a week or so after they released the actual songs on streaming platforms, so we might get an EP.
I thought they were the same, literally around the same time.
No. Don't think so. Maybe it was. Maybe I'm talking shit.
Yeah, maybe. Who knows?
Who knows? I know that we're going to move on right now because we've had enough of that band. So, St. Vincent's, Cal's favourite, has released another song called The Melting of the Sun. Now, I don't know about you, but how stupid do you have to be to think that the sun's going to melt? Come on.
No, you're being stupid, Yanni, because the sun is
constantly
melted.
melting.
It's melted.
It's malted, like malt teasers.
Malt biscuit.
Malted milk.
Malt.
Ugh.
Yeah, malt.
I
Oh,
have
like
never
good
really
biscuits.
given. Shut up, mate. I've never given St. Vincent time of day. I think I've mentioned that on.
More fool you.
Yes, more of a fool am I. And I've always felt like I should. One of those people that, or artists, bands, whatever, that you feel pressured to listen to.
Yeah.
But I've never have, because I'm super cool like that. I listened to this song, surprise, surprise. I've actually listened to some of these
Wow.
songs this week.
Bloody yeah.
I thought it was cool, but it just wasn't for me.
Yeah.
I appreciated it, but I didn't want to listen to it ever again. But not because it was bad, I just didn't get any enjoyment from it at all.
Fair
It
enough.
didn't do much for me either.
Well,
I prefer the first single from this new album. But yeah, this one just didn't really. Like, it was fine.
yeah. Well, talk about not listening to St. Vincent at all. This is like completely different to anything she's done in the past. Especially
That's
last
it.
one.
No,
It was,
I'm never listening to her again after this. She's fucked
well, her album's out next month, so you're gonna have to.
it. That's where you're wrong.
You're not the boss of me, Colin.
But yeah, no, I did like this, but I don't think it should have been a single. If this was an album song, it would have been very, very strong. But I don't
Yeah,
know.
it does seem like a weird
Yeah.
single. Second single as well.
But I'd say it was a sunny day driving tune. That's what. vibes it gave
No,
me.
I wouldn't.
No,
I wouldn't- okay.
Maybe because of the video. Don't know if you've seen it.
Maybe late night summer,
Fair enough.
like when it's still a little bit light and a little bit warm,
Like now.
but it's later, like now, but it's
not-
freezing cold.
It is pretty,
Yeah.
pretty grim. But I'm very excited for
So,
Daddy's Home, the album. Very excited.
Talking about daddies.
Go on then. You can't stop there.
Yeah, I'm hoping Daddy Freddie Gibbs, Big Daddy. Yeah, I'll have to call him a daddy. And his new
Papa
track,
Blaze.
Big Boss Rabbit. What do we think about this track?
I thought, and I'm going to get very technical for a second here. This was probably one of the best mixes of old school hip hop sensibilities and new trap.
Nice. I agree.
Because there was like a sample, I presume. It sounded like a sample
Mhm.
in the background throughout, and then it was those rolling hi hats constantly. And the drum sounds basically were the modern aspect of it, and I suppose his delivery was quite modern. It was quite it was rapid, to be fair, through most of it.
Yeah, it was
but
non-stop, wasn't it? Most of the way.
pretty much, yeah.
For like 2 minutes.
I like this. I like it a lot.
I really like Freddie Gibbs's delivery, and just the sound of his voice. I think he's just got a great voice.
Grabs you, doesn't
Very
it?
listenable. Yeah, I really like this. I thought it was really good, and I agree that the instrumental worked really well.
Cal.
One of the best in the game, I'd say, Mr. Gibbs, Daddy Gibbs.
Not really for me. I'm not going to lie to you, but I did enjoy it, and I agree the delivery was very, very good, especially for someone who doesn't really listen to this type of genre. So from an outsider, I was mightily impressed, I must say, Freddie. Mightily impressed.
We didn't use the correct word. His flow.
Yes, flow.
His flow was dope.
Yes.
Talking of dope flows,
Are we?
I guess. I mean, we're still in the same ballpark here.
I don't think it's a dope flow though.
Yeah, I think I agree.
Very
but
meh.
before I agree, I'm going to tell you what it is. It's Brockhampton's new song, Count on Me. Now, we got a bit more of the singing aspect from a fella called something beginning with J. I'm not going to say it. No, I think his name is Bareface.
Bareface
I'm
is
gonna say
with a J.
No, I was thinking of someone else and I realised I'm thinking of the wrong person. Bareface, a bit of the vocal,
Bareface
a
Liar?
bit of the singy style. Where I think the last one was just all rap. Yeah, didn't love it, to be honest.
No,
I didn't enjoy it.
It was alright.
I think that's enough said on that really.
It's the same as the one from last week, where it's that there's kind of two styles of Brockhampton. They either make a really, really good song, it's very interesting, or they make this song
Yes.
a million times.
Yep. Well said, Liam. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You know what? You can get a pat on your little head.
Thank you.
The band Pavilion released 2 songs.
Go on, let Liam try.
Viva Civi.
That's quite easy.
And-
I think I could have done that. Can you pronounce this next
And-
one,
I
Liam?
don't know what you're saying. Diathes Kais. Death's Kiss.
Okay.
Do you know
Yeah.
what Viva Civi means?
Liam's
I'm
a
sure
gimp.
you're wanting to tell us.
No guesses?
No,
No.
other than Liam's a gimp.
Can you pick any part of that? Pick any of that part? No.
Well, c'est la vie. So
Yeah.
V, life.
LV?
V is life, correct?
What a life.
If I was to say Viva comes from the same kind of root as Viva,
Is it
Viva life.
Viva Life?
I don't know.
Live
Liam.
Life.
it means
Love
live your
life.
life.
Live, laugh, love.
I was close.
Live your
I
life.
said
Yeah, live your
live.
life. The
Um,
Vivra and the Sa make it
Vera?
your.
Anyway, we're not here for a French lesson.
Yeah,
Um,
let's talk about these songs.
I can't remember.
Sorry.
Brilliant.
They were forgettable. Yeah,
that's
pretty.
probably
quite
why.
like
Who is this, Callum? Tell me who these people are, because they must be someone.
Well, do you remember the band Fever who we listened to?
Viva?
Fever, the band.
Oh, I thought you meant Viva, like Viva Brother, and their song. That song was really good. But I don't know what
no.
it's called.
Well, I follow the lead singer, James Harrod, on Instagram, and I saw that he posted about these, so I listened to them, and I quite enjoyed it. I know you two didn't. However, I'm not say you didn't enjoy it, but it wasn't memorable. So I just thought I'd include it.
did
I
enjoy
think
it.
Fine.
they've got about 400 listeners on Spotify, so monthly listeners. So, you know,
And we've just ripped into them.
we have, and
sorry,
I
Provision.
hope they find solace in the fact that I liked it.
I'm not going to say I didn't like it. I did like
just
it.
did. Can't backtrack now.
I just don't. It just isn't. Just kind of like, oh, yeah, that's good.
Fair enough. Viva Seville.
Well written. I think the
Yeah.
there's something
He's
about
really
the structure of the
trying
songwriting itself
Pull
was
it
good.
back now, isn't
I'm,
Yeah.
I'm now
Yeah.
remembering it.
Don't
he? He
get
started off
further
by
in their
saying
written.
I'm
it was
listening to it.
forgetful.
I'm listening to it and I'm remembering it.
Pull them cheeks
I remember
apart
thinking the
and lick a bit more.
songwriting was good.
Liam. UK hun.
Do you know what? I love Pavilion, man. Big up
He's
Pavilion.
not.
Viva Seville.
He's still on
Pavilion.
that, isn't he? He's
Yeah.
still on it.
I liked
Just trying
him. I
to
thought
segue that.
Good chorus. Well written. More, please. Move.
Say that again, Yanni.
UK hun.
Bing, bang, bong.
How's your head? How's your head, hon?
No complaints.
Okay, so Lawrence Cheney, the spoilers winner of RuPaul's Drag Race
Oh,
UK
fucking hell.
season 2. Sorry if you weren't aware. Apologies.
I'm halfway through.
Originally, one of the members of United King Dolls who won the challenge where this song was just
Better
Good.
than the other one.
Frock Destroyers also won their singing challenge from last year with what's that song called?
Don't know, I didn't watch it.
Bag of chips is stunning. Bag of chips is class. Bag of chips is something. She takes it up the ass. That's a good lyric. That's a really good lyric. Anyway, they Frock Destroyers, which is Blue Hydrangea, Davina De Campo, and Bag of Chips, did this version of UK Hun with Lawrence Cheney. And Lawrence Cheney's verse was the same, sadly.
Sorry,
Bad
whose verse was the same?
Sorry. Lawrence Cheney. his verse was exactly the same, which is sad because it's not a great verse. And then the Frog Destroyers added their own verses in. Yanni, did you listen to this?
I didn't know. Do you want me to right now?
Oh,
Give
nah,
you my
mate.
Please.
immediate
I know,
opinion?
because you'd have to listen to the whole thing, because otherwise, just skimming through it'll sound the same.
Well, just get the lyrics up and look at the verses. Callum,
Okay.
tell me what you think.
I missed it.
Well, I don't really have
Couch
many thoughts on it. I liked it, but it's just less than the original. But then again, I
Yeah.
started Series 1 of the UK Drag Race late, so I don't have the same affinity with the Queens in Series 1 that I do in Series 2, so maybe that's why.
Yeah, I don't think that would really make a difference.
Other than Cheryl Hall.
I guess
Love Cheryl.
Cheryl sadly wasn't in.
No, I know.
If Cheryl was in Frog Destroyers, who knows? The world may be
I
It
didn't.
would be a better place.
full of drag queens.
None of the verses really grabbed me.
That was very, very fast listening.
Yes. Oh, I
On
need to be
times
grabbed
30.
instantly.
Yeah, none of them were very particularly. I don't remember, to be honest.
Mm.
I
Have we
don't
moved
remember.
on?
We have now.
I think we have.
Sinead O Brien.
Yes.
Yes.
Kid stuff.
Yes.
Listened much, have we?
I have lots.
Mm-hmm. go.
I love Sinead O Brien.
He's
All right, Carl, calm
madly
down.
in love with her.
Bloody
I'm not
hell.
in love
He's
with
got
her.
a stiffy.
I
No,
definitely don't
God.
like Stiffy. I'm not
It's
in love with
impossible.
her. Yeah, I haven't taken any
You're so
pills.
stiffy.
Yeah, one of my favourite new artists. So excited for an album. I don't think this song is as good as Most Modern Painting because I still listen to that about 4 times a day. However, I love it.
That's excessive.
It is excessive, but it's very good. Yeah, I like it. I like the abnormal flow. Are we going to use the word flow again? Delivery. But it,
Yeah,
it gets to the point
Let's
where
appropriate flow.
gets to the point where in her discography you expect this type of delivery now. But I still enjoy it. Every time I hear something new from Sinead, I like.
Yeah, it always feels like it still feels unusual
Yeah.
every time I listen to it.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I've become used to it more.
Mm.
That like once I've kind of songs started good. I think that some props need to not to denigrate Sinead O. What's going to call
O'Brien.
her? Sinead
Sinead
O'Connor.
O'Connor.
or something
Sinead
like that.
O'Connor.
Sinead O'Brien at all. Because I think her vocals are really interesting, really great, and
Nothing
the
compares
lyrics
to her.
from what I can make sense of are very interesting. But I almost wish that this was a band. Like the band got more recognition because that guitarist is really good.
Yeah, well,
And
that
so is the bass player. The band is really good.
what's that live thing we watched?
Yeah, that thing.
Most Modern Painting
um,
performance of that is incredible. Guitarist is very, very good.
Unbelievable. But yeah, this song's really good. I enjoyed that song. But it's really quite good.
We want more recognition
I'm
for the
looking forward
band,
to
but
it.
we've done no research into who they are. So yeah, Yanni, did you listen to it, my friend?
I put it on and then didn't
So
really
did I.
like it.
Fair
So
enough.
yeah, turn it.
I mean, it's very, it's gonna be very divisive. It's not exactly the most accessible piece of music.
It's like
is it?
Marmite.
Correct.
So, I mean, if you feel like I should give this more of a chance, or her other material more of a chance, then please try and get that message across to me, and I might listen.
Well, I'll link
um,
I'll link a video in the group chat right this second.
Was that a public request? Please send me. Send dog shit through my letterbox with Sinead O'Brien's name on it, and I will listen.
Wow, from kid stuff to hurricanes.
Shit through that.
We've
Send to me, baby.
Dead Nature, who we've previously mentioned, who had an album.
You would say aforementioned.
Mentioned in the intro or whatever part it decided to be at the end. He's released a song, Dead Nature, Hurricane, that's what it is. Didn't hit like it should have, is what I put.
Yeah, I thought it was.
Wasn't-
I thought it was a well written song, well structured, but it didn't set the world alight.
Yeah, well, there we go. There's another one for you, bingo cards.
Bingo. I agree.
Sick.
There we go. Now on to setting the world alight.
Yeah,
Oh.
please. This
Come
is
on,
burning me alive.
Mr. Paul Macker and
Paul
the
Macker.
Ed O'Brien EOB remix
Eop.
of Sliding.
Yup.
The fella from Radiohead, isn't it? Ed O'Brien.
Yeah,
Is it the
yeah,
same
fella
Ed O'Brien
from.
have I made up?
No, you've actually got that bob on.
So this is a remix of Sliding, and it's a bloody good one.
It is
This is shaping up to be the most exciting project of the year.
amazing. It really is.
It's interesting how from the first, obviously Dominic's sounded very good, and then but when we looked at the track list, and it was like mostly remixes and stuff, it's like, oh, this is gonna be crap. But like it's interesting to see the word remix and it not be dance, or not be some sort of electronic remix.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
he's made this heavier and faster and like
I did. Did you go back and listen to the original as well?
yeah,
Yeah.
and that just seemed very sluggish.
It was so weak in
Well,
comparison
very
to
weird.
this.
This is going to be a thick question, but I only listened to this once or twice. It is Paul McCartney's voice in it.
Yeah,
Well,
I believe so.
that was the immediate thing that I was questioning.
Because it's definitely not that vocal take on the original.
No, it's sped up though, so I imagine it's going to be higher.
No, but I feel like it's got more power than everything Paul McCartney has done in the last 10 years combined.
Yeah,
Where's he found that from?
I don't know.
How much Weetabix
we
did he
need
have that
to.
morning?
We need.
Oh, you're right. It's definitely not just sped up. I don't know where I've got that.
No, do I
I-
do? Talking shit.
But that doesn't. It sounds like Paul McCartney though.
100%.
That's the confusing thing. But yeah, because it
Yeah.
sounds like Macher, but maybe, guys, maybe it's that bloody COVID.
Yeah.
I hope not.
And on that note,
But yeah, no, this is really, really good. Really exciting project. But 40
For
quid
sure.
on 40 quid on record. Just for the black version.
Yeah, no, yeah.
I was
Wow.
like, oh, that's something to pre-order. No.
Yeah, it's gonna be a big one on Spotify. That one, I think.
100%.
now
Shit.
we're in the shit of it. How many pilots does it take to make an average song?
21.
Only two.
Mm-hmm.
Two. 221 pilots. There are only two of them in this band. That's why it's so good.
There's 21 pilots, and they've made a song called "Shy Away," and that is exactly
Yeah.
what you should do if you see this song, and you think I want to press on that and listen to it. Just shy away from it. Do not give this a listen. It's not good. Liam, I think you've listened to more 21 pilots
stop
than
being so
anyone.
rude. This isn't like a great song at all, but it's not a bad song. It's not like an
No.
awful song.
See,
If this was like a pop song, it's one of the better pop songs. No,
Ah.
sorry, I disagree with that already.
I said in the group chat last
Go
night,
on.
I hate this band with a burning vengeance. Um,
Why a vengeance?
But why?
I don't know, just hate them. It's like with Easy Life. I have no real reason to hate them. I just do.
But I can
Um,
see that hatred.
Yeah. But this was actually a lot less unbearable than I thought.
I think 21 Pilots get a bad rap for having an annoying fan base and creating this weird thing around them. But really, the talented musicians, and some of their songs are really well written, and they kind of push a few genres and stuff around, and it's always it's essentially poppy, but they go heavy on some songs. There's some interesting like dynamics and like the way they deliver some lines and stuff is pretty cool.
I think the only
If you
song I
genuinely
know
listen to them,
is
that's some good
Heathens
songs.
from Suicide Squad,
You'll probably know
which I hate.
Oh, Jesus
Stressed Out.
Christ.
Yeah, Heathens isn't good.
Maybe that's
Like, don't get me
why.
wrong, they have some bad songs. But their album Trench is genuinely quite good.
Well,
some-
I'll have
some
to
good
take your
songs.
word for that, my friend, because I'm avoiding
I would
that.
recommend listening to him.
I'm not going to.
I've got from that album, from that second album or fourth album, whatever which one it is, called Trench. 6 of those songs are saved in my favourite songs playlist.
Wow.
Which
Oh,
again,
shag 'em then.
there are 80 hours worth of music in there, so it's not necessarily. But if they came on, I wouldn't skip them.
Well,
And that is a fact of life. Now,
As-
Surfer John Stevens has
Yep.
surprised us, actually, which we'll get on to later. But the song that we are going to talk about is Meditation V.
No, this is pointless. There's no point talking about this. There is
We
no
just
point.
found out is it today he's released the album.
Yeah, I did see that he was releasing an album today. That's why I
Mm.
looked, and there was only this one song, and then it must have got released halfway through the day or something. I don't.
Oh, bloody hell. Does he live in Australia or something? Oh,
Maybe no. It was like I don't know what time it was. It doesn't really make sense. Don't know.
doesn't make sense. But if you
We
like
should clarify.
Elevate-
This is Sufjan Stevens we're talking about. Not,
No, Surfer John. Surfer John Stevens it is. If you like elevator music, then go stand in an elevator. And if you want
You
to
can't.
meditate, then put this on because it does exactly what it says on the tin.
Yeah.
It's meditation
Yeah,
music.
it does. Yeah.
So yeah, there's not really much more to say on that, and I don't think I want us to say any more on that, to be honest.
I might listen. I might just put it on at some point in the week, and we'll talk about it next week. But I think I'm just going to say exactly what you just said.
Thank you. Tune in next week,
Waste of
folks, to
time.
hear exactly what I've just said.
There were what was it, 12 tracks, something like that. 10 tracks,
10,
and
yeah.
they're all called meditation on a number, in Roman numerals, of course, because it's Surfer John.
It's not V.
That's what he's-
Meditation, aye.
Aye, Captain.
Taylor Swift. More like, after this song, Taylor. I don't know. My Perfectly Fine. My Perfectly Fine? Is that the actual name of the song?
Mr. Perfectly Fine. Have I written right?
No, I just read it wrong. Why have I said My Perfectly Fine? And then I was going to fucking talk shit about whoever wrote that as if that was the mistake. It was spelled out wrong. Mr. Perfectly Fine, which is not me. I can't read. Taylor's version,
Definitely.
in brackets. This was released. I don't really want to talk about it. Someone else do it, please.
I thought it was very Taylor, and it was very good. I wouldn't say it was very good, but you know, I
Yeah.
liked it. I particularly enjoyed the use of the phrase "sashay away." Liam,
Oh,
did, you,
no.
did you get that?
I haven't listened to it. I didn't notice this was added on.
Fucking
Until
hell.
I quickly listened to the next one, but I didn't listen to this one. So it says it's from the Vault, so this is an unheard track.
Yeah. So, if you don't know, releasing Fearless
Now you
again,
know.
with added tunes. There was one that we missed. Do you remember I put it on and then it wasn't released, and then we just forgot to put it on the next week.
Oh.
Oh, you all over me.
Yeah. So, but yeah, this has got to be released soon. I don't know when.
I literally the first couple of seconds I thought, oh, I might actually like this, and then it turned into a very atypical
Yeah.
of that era Taylor Swift song.
Mm.
Atypical. That means not typical.
Be typical.
Oh.
Yeah, spot on. That's it.
Japanese breakfast.
All
Yum,
right,
yum,
okay.
yum, yum, yum.
Tasty.
How they found out about my Friday nights? Posing in bondage. That is
I
the name
reckon
of
if
the
you-
track.
Put these together. That is one fun morning.
What?
'Cause you're gonna have breakfast in the morning, obviously.
Of course.
Person
Um,
one is Japanese breakfast.
Now, we previously covered the Japanese breakfast song Be Sweet, which is a banger, is flat out. It's just fucking amazing. This song, very different.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's very meh. The only bit I liked was at the end, when it went more forward to the floor with the beat. But apart from that, it was just very slow. Again, I think it's going to be more of an album track. I don't know why they put it out as a single, unless Be Sweet was the odd one, and the rest of the album's going to be like this, which I hope not, because Be Sweet
Very
is very good.
strange.
Yeah, well,
Second single.
I find us saying this every week. Like the second single is quite often an album cut from yesteryear. It seems like
Maybe
a
they do that on
tactic.
purpose.
Yeah,
Yeah, and then the third one's better. I have not been paying attention, but maybe we should pay attention to that.
that's what it seems like anyway.
If you're an artist, stop doing that. because you're putting people
Yeah,
off.
make them all good. Just make
Just
a
make
good
songs,
album.
and then you don't have to worry about us not maybe liking one of them.
Because the funny thing
Um,
is, what we're saying here about this being an album track is it's bad. That's what we're saying.
No,
Well, no,
I'm
it's
not.
not.
It's not grabbing
It's
me.
not good, is it? It's not enjoyable. If it wasn't on the album, if this song didn't exist, no one would care. Whereas the other one, I think that's a good song. I'm
Well,
happy this
it
exists.
depends what you're after, doesn't it? Because you could have an album full of singles, like Sports Team, the only one that came to my head. Sorry. Where every song is a banger. Doesn't matter which one you put on, it's always going to be a bop. Or you can have an album where you have to sit through it to fully enjoy or digest what you're hearing. So that's my argument for, and I've done this before, and it's a bit of an odd one. Kendrick Lamar with Good Kid, Mad City, where I prefer that because there's more single tracks on there, but To Pimp
It's a better album.
is a better album.
Yeah. No,
So
I
Liam,
completely get what you mean.
what I'm trying to say is you're fucking wrong.
Well,
All right.
I also think it's
Okay.
you don't if as a band. Is this their first album? I don't know anything about this band.
No idea.
No, I don't suppose it
Well,
is.
you
Maybe
you
a
also
bit
don't
around.
want your
Good
three
luck.
best songs to be the singles that are released before the album, because people will find that out as soon as they listen to the album. And be like,
No, you want the first 3 singles to be what people think. Oh, fuck, how they put their best 3 songs out, and then all of the 7 songs are better.
yeah, exactly.
That's what you want to do.
Yeah.
Aim higher, Callum.
No, I know,
Come on.
but I'm saying that like they don't want to put their best song out now. Oh, you know what I mean.
They shouldn't have the
Stop.
best one. They should
I
all be
think they
perfect.
may. I've got a worrying feeling that they already have with the song
Yeah.
this week.
Yeah,
I agree.
I think
I agree.
But that has been our press, and by gum, it's been hot. Now,
Smoky.
now there's a blinding spotlight approaching, and it has an album situated right in its
epicenter.
tracks, epicenter. Yes. I'm mixing metaphors here, so without further ado, it's the album spotlight. We're here, everybody. We're at the album
Yeah.
spotlight section, and this week we have chosen Dry Cleaning, and the album
Are you sure? New long leg.
is called New Long Leg. I had to get it up in front of me, so
Like that picture you just shown us,
apologies
Liam.
for delay.
2 long legs.
That was a picture of me naked in the shower. You
Gosh,
shouldn't tell
long.
everyone about
That's 3 long legs.
that.
So, go on, people.
No,
Tell me
actually,
what you think.
No. Do you know what? Yanni, tell us what you think.
Why?
you
No,
go
that's not how it goes.
Ooh, what a
No,
treat.
It's not how it goes.
No, because you know. You,
Nah.
We never
No,
hear
because
first, always last.
you kind of voiced your opinions in the group chat last night, and I just want to hear what you have to say. Go
Are
on.
we doing this in
please.
reverse?
We could do it in reverse. if you want.
Reverse.
Reverse.
So, let me hear everything that I need right in front of my eyes. And then I'm going to close them and guess. Scratch Card Lanyard was the first song, just in case you want a track by track listing of what you're getting in for. Cool bass line on the intro. Very cool bass line. Some funny lyrics, and this is not a promising sign. I put, but I struggle to like all the talking. Liam, insert German word now.
Sprechgesang.
9!
Gesang.
Yes. So there's a lot of Sprechensy language there.
Sprechen means do you speak?
Yes, I do.
Sprechen Sie English or something like that. Says do you speak English? Sorry,
English.
carry on.
Unsmart Lady. I like the effect on the guitar. Was all the comment that I made on that one. I can't remember what that effect was, but it sounded cool, I think. Don't know. I've really not got a lot to say about this. I've skipped over strong feelings because I didn't have much of those.
Oh.
Leafy, like the opening synth chord, but at this point, I really was fed up with the vocals. Unfortunately, just not my thing. Her Hippo, musically, was probably one of my favourites. So I tried to stay away from staying negative with the vocal thing. So musically, I like that one. More Big Birds has the most sung vocal delivery. Unfortunately, that's just on a load of da 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 da's, da 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 parts. And it's a shame for me personally because I really liked her singing voice as well. Not that her Sprechen thing was any was very bad, but that just isn't for me. ALC, which stands for Liam, what does it stand for?
A long cock. This one's about me. If you weren't sure.
Stop laughing. I like the back and forth between the bass and the guitar. That was very intriguing to my ears. But overall, as you can probably tell, it wasn't for me. There was a lot of interesting styles throughout, though, I thought. Not like different styles, but I mean, I like the... how do I describe this? The music didn't seem like it often suited the vocals.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't know. I just wanted more singing. That's me. I just want more singing in my life.
I'll
So
sing you a song.
thanks, baby. That's me. I've been Cal. Liam.
I've been Liam, and I'm about to be Liam a bit more. So yeah, you're right. A lot of Sprechen on this. Not in terms of delivery, quite similar to Sinead O Brien, in the way that she kind of inflects on some like at the end of sentences, things like that. Not that far, and musically not that different as well. Actually, quite similar to Sinead O Brien. For me, I didn't really pay attention to the lyrics. I'm not that kind of guy. There's not much really to be said on the vocals. I got used to it after on the second listen, but there just wasn't that much to kind of grab onto. Musically, it was very sparse. That is the correct way of saying that word.
Sparse, isn't it?
Sparse.
Quite sparse, and but yeah, I think the drums I didn't really pay much attention to. Guitar and bass were really interesting, I think, through a lot of it.
Yes.
Some great guitar lines as well. In some parts, it reminded me of some just the guitar and bass, like Joy Division, and that kind of like kind of. Yeah, you with me?
I'm
some
here.
parts as well, in a similar sense, the Smiths.
Oh.
Because and I mean that in the same way, where it's just a guitar and a bass.
Yeah.
And some of these songs are a bit more sparse, and some were a bit more. The guitar was a bit more Johnny Marr style, and there's a bit more bass going on.
Yeah.
And so I've never really noticed that similarity between those two bands before. Really,
I would interrupt and say that the guitar and bass were probably the only things that kept me not wanting to tear my ears out whilst listening to this project, because they were very good.
Yeah, very good. I agree. I think Her Hippo was one of my favourite ones on the album. The first, I think it's just the first 3 songs were the singles, and I like them a lot more now listening to the album. I actually really like especially the guitar and then Smart Lady. Yeah, that's about it really. I think it, even though it was only 10 songs, it went on too long. The ending of More Big Birds sounded like I thought the album was over. Like, it was very much an album closer. And then there were the last 2 songs, and I didn't care much about ALC.
A long cock.
A long cock. I do care about that, obviously, to cause I'm very passionate about. And the last song, Everyday Carry, didn't do much for me until it kind of broke and then came back heavier. That was pretty cool, I guess. But I think that should have gone before More Big Birds, and More Big Birds should have finished the album. But yeah, it's one I'd revisit, and I think I'd listened to this 3 times maybe, and yeah, I'd listen to it more.
My
but
favourite
it's a
big bird is D.
She's a big bird.
She's a ganglion coordinated bitch, is what she is.
I feel like this has been really hectic, this podcast.
Very hectic, but we're going to continue with no context to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you fuck my mum, Sarah?
what
I'm just going to say as well, Liam, because I don't want you to carry on. The writing on the album, dry dealing.
Sorry?
Dry dealing.
Oh, I've got to see that.
Dry dealing.
Dry dealing.
I don't know
Say-
what you mean.
I think he means the artwork, like the font. Oh, it does look like a D.
Oh, right.
Dry
okay.
dealing.
Yeah. Dry dealing.
Sorry, I knew that was really important, so I had to say it.
Dry dealing. Yeah.
Who's Dean?
Dean. What's his name? Dean Gaffer? Who's that?
Dean Gaffney.
Gaffney, that's him.
Dean
Gaffer. Dean the Gaffer.
Oi,
For what
Gaffer.
to do his line of duty. sorry, Gaffer. Bloody dot cotton. Fucking hell.
I'm going to talk now.
Okay.
Have you not talked yet? Go on.
I did like this.
Got you here.
However, as it's spoken word, I didn't really have the mental capacity to differentiate between the songs because they all kind of merged into one, which has been a theme of the week. I particularly liked. I particularly liked the line about thinking about eating that hot dog for hours. Every time I hear that, really makes me laugh. Especially the way the singer goes, for hours. It just makes me laugh. I've not been too complimentary about the singles, but as a whole body of work, I like it a lot. I don't know why I wrote a lot twice.
A lot.
But I do think it's 10 minutes too long. Not specifically, but it was 40 odd minutes. I was bored by More Big Birds. That gangly, uncoordinated bitch really threw me off. But I like Liam, I liked the last one when it broke and came back in. But I don't know, a bit too much for me as a whole. But I did like it a lot. Which was very contradicting. But yeah, no, I did like it, but I didn't love it.
Yeah.
So, Liam,
Yeah.
I'm afraid that's it from you. Scores on the
Well,
doors.
Well, should we
It's
do
me.
it?
Can goes first.
Oh, are we doing it? Okay.
Oh, we
We'll
did
do it
backwards.
we'll do it in that order. Well, that's what we've done. We're
Yeah,
all a
do
bit
it.
backwards today, aren't we? I'm going to give it a 6.
Fair.
I'm going to give it a 7.
I'm going to give it a 7. I think you've been very generous there, Jan. You
Well,
weren't
no,
very
'cause
complimentary.
musically, I really enjoyed it. I didn't probably express that enough until I was interrupting Liam when he was speaking about it. Musically, I did really enjoy it, but vocally, just wasn't my cup of char.
Yeah, it's a shame to kind of almost say that the vocals let it
Cheech.
down, but I don't think that's the case. I just feel it's the same with Sinead O Brien's, is that those vocals I think need to be with, you know how Sleaford Mods do it, very basic backing track.
Mm.
It feels like the guitar and bass and stuff is almost wasted. But and that's not. I'm not against the way she sings or delivers her lines,
Yeah,
but
I think it's
it
because
kind of it
it's-
feels like a waste.
it's
Almost.
so striking when you listen to it. That is what you notice because you're expecting proper singing. So I do get what you mean.
But it still works really well. I actually think the guitar and bass works really well with the spoken
Mm.
word, being so sparse and kind of back and forth almost. But it's something that is a bit tricky to.
And that's the
And when
way
there's
it
not much
is.
enthusiasm, I guess that, again to compare Sinead O Brien, there's a bit more enthusiasm from her. I feel.
Yeah, I think there's more
the
melody
singer
in that,
from
despite
Dracula.
the fact that it's still spoken word.
But I would definitely revisit this album, especially in a couple of the songs.
Liam, I
Oh,
must stop you.
Please.
Liam, what
Please
is
do.
the mode
Oh God, you the mode is 7.
and the median
The median is 7.
and the mean?
The mean is 6.6 recurring at 6.666.
Lil
the number of
Nas.
the beast.
Wow.
Oh, he's bloody back again, is he? week.
And those range boys.
Yeah, a lonely one is the loneliest number.
A lonely one is the loneliest
2
number.
can be as bad as 1, but the loneliest number is still number 1.
That was our album
that?
spotlight. So
Yeah,
if you listen to it, then talk to us about it. You know, we're not crazy like we seem on the podcast. You know, you can talk to us. We're quite polite and actually shy in real life, to be perfectly honest with you. We're quite sheltered lives that we live. So, if you message us, we'll talk to each other first about what you've said, obviously. And then
Who the
we'll
hell
think
is
of
this
a
prick in our
thing
We'll
DMs?
plan a reply. We will plan a group response.
And you'll never know which one of us was responding, but it definitely won't be me.
It's probably, if it's normal, it's me, and if it's Kiss Arsey, it's Callum.
You could get fucked the way you
Yeah,
speak
you
to
can
some
get
bands.
fucked. Yeah.
Yeah, if it's a proper
It's
band,
true.
it'll probably be Liam. If you're a normal person, everyday muck like me, I'll speak to you.
That's not true.
It is. Every time a band, shares our story,
Because I'm on the social media more than anyone else.
you send
Who
that,
have you
that
oh,
emoji so much.
That's the best emoji.
To be fair, I messaged someone
It's the
before
shaking
and
hands emoji for people who
It's the
are
best
visually
emoji.
impaired.
It is.
It's not.
Oh,
Liam,
come on, we're near the end. Come on.
I need you to get out your thigh for this one.
Ooh, what a treat.
Because it's a bit of the skin that we haven't licked yet. So, under the needle. What would you know? We're getting matching tats.
We are
I'm gonna
getting
get right into
matching
it.
tats. What a treat we've got this under the needle, ladies and gentlemen. I'm already
Liam, what are you-
dreading editing this video.
Video.
Yeah.
Video?
Oh, this video. Video. Callum, what were you? Go on.
I don't know why I did that. We've all bought the What Do You Expect from the Vaccines reissue by the Vaccines, as I'm sure you put two and two together. And that has been under the needle. What more shall I say?
Nothing
Stinking pink.
more. Okay, he's giving it away.
Well, you don't need to go and watch the video now. We might only get 3
No.
views this week.
Yeah, there's not much to say.
It's going to be a very interesting video this week for the couple of people who actually watch us.
A couple of people watch it now.
Yeah, just 2 now.
Wow.
We're going to make Cal do the edit where we're just all going to record 3 separate vids
I've
and
already
then send them
Don't
to
ruin the magic. Don't ruin the magic.
and Cal's going to have to piece that one together. So hopefully we all work in unison and it's a seamless edit job.
I'm sure it will be.
Otherwise, you're going to hear
A lot of moaning.
Cal moan about it. And
Well, we will at least.
Yeah, that's true. We will. That's been us, to be honest. I hate to say this, but we're at the closer.
I did get another record today,
I'll
Oh.
save
but
it
I'm
for
going to
next
save it
week.
for next week.
Yeah, save it for
I'm going
next
to save it for next week.
week. Just have
Okay.
constant.
Because it's not out till tomorrow, so we'll talk about it next week. And I'll
Have
talk
we
about it.
decided what our next week's album spotlight is going
Well,
to be?
We mentioned it in
The
the
one
group
you said,
chat.
Cal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to put forward Fortune's Favour by Ed Cousins. We've
And
listened.
I'm going to give a big fat handshake emoji on that one.
Okay. Well, we'll do Fortune's Favour by Ed Cousins. We've listened to a few of his tracks. We've liked them. Yanni, if you can't remember, it's the one that sounded a bit like Stuck on the Puzzle.
I want to... First of all, I'm
Break
just going to run through where you can find us. And then I've
Go
got
on.
a little fun trivia game for you both.
Bloody hell.
Bet
Yanni's
you
done
didn't
some,
see that
Yanni's
one
done
coming,
some
did you?
work.
Not much. Really not much. Don't give me any credit, please. Insta and Facebook at Falls on the Hill Podcast. Twitter at Falls on the Hill Pod. YouTube where you can watch the Under the Needle vids. Falls on a Hill. There was a playlist for last month that I think Liam has done, and he tagged all the
Yes.
bands in it, and we got some recognition from them, which was very
Yeah,
nice
it's
for our
much
egos.
recognition we get. Yeah, pretty good.
Stroked all the way down. So that was that part of the podcast that you're all used to. Now, bit of trivia, guys, and
Please.
I don't think you're going to get this. So, good luck. I want you to tell me, even if you get the artist, maybe I'll give you a point. Okay.
Go on.
Go on.
But I ideally I'm looking for the song. I want you to tell me what the best selling British single of all time is. No Google. No Google.
Can he fix it, Bob the Builder?
Yes, he can.
No, that's not my guess.
You're out, Cal.
No,
Liam.
fuck
No,
off.
I'm joking.
Do we get a
From what you're
do we get a
saying,
decade in which it's from, or is this just a blank canvas?
It's
we
from
need
the
a
90s.
clue here, I think.
It's from the 90s.
The 90s. Okay, so I was going to
And
go with
it's
the Beatles. but
tied.
that-
I don't know why it's going to end on a somber note. It's tied to something a little bit tragic from the 90s. Wasn't intentional.
Oh, is it Candle in the Wind by Aunt John?
He's fucking nailed it. It is.
Bloody hell,
Double
well
A
God bless
side.
our Lady Di. God bless our Queen. I think I've heard that before somewhere.
it's a double
But
A
it was
side.
a tragic
Some-
good night. That's the only sad thing that happened.
Yeah, something about the way you look tonight / Candle in the Wind.
Wow. I would never have
so-
got that in a month of Sundays.
Oh, somebody's
go.
been listening to Metronome.
Thanks, Yanni.
It's
Is
alright.
that
That's why I said don't give me any credit because it's literally one question.
Yeah. No, I enjoyed that. We should do that more often. Well, on that note, thank you, Callum, for the warmth. Thank you, Yanni, for the laughs. And thank you, Liam, for it's been a great chat.
The gaff.
Good
I want to end this episode
So do I.
finally with one last note. Happy birthday, Yanni, for tomorrow.
Oh yeah,
Hey! Well, by the time
Happy
you're hearing this,
birthday.
I'll
hours
already have
on the
been
dot.
birthed.
You're officially an adult.
I
What time
Oh.
were you born, Yanni? Go on. What time?
I don't know, but I
Do you
know
know?
it snowed.
In April?
No.
Oh,
I know.
It's been
I know.
snowing lately, I guess. Wow.
Yes.
Cycles.
So by the time you hear this, I will have turned 23, and I'm
well.
not happy about that. I really hate getting older at this point. I want my life to have more meaning than it currently does. So
and that's why you need to follow us on our socials, validate us
Yep.
by social media likes. That is what Yanni is craving in his old age.
So, Yanni, now we know when you were born. Can you please share your national insurance number, your first pet's name?
PC.
No. Yeah, happy birthday.
Happy birthday!
Enjoy your day.
Thanks.
Don't
Happy
hate
birthday
yourself.
to
Don't
everyone.
eat too much cake. Everyone's birthday that is
birthday.
going to be happy, unless it's sad, and then better luck next year. See you all another day like this in a week, and we will all be friends and happy again. And Yanni will be older,
Yes,
and so will we, and so will you.
but none
Unless
the
you die.
wiser.
Yeah. Just try and make it to next week. See you then.
Keep plodding along.
Lots of love. Bye. Bye.
Over, pal.
Goodbye.
Oh, hey, Ben Coppers. The only thing worse than a bent copper is one that pretends she isn't.